What up, guys? We're back here on the Boomer Backfield. It's Friday, post-game, post-bowl game, and, I mean, if you don't know, we just got beat by Navy. 21-20. Score a touchdown at the last second.
Yeah.
Go for two. Michael Hawkins gets sacked. Ball game. My name is Kylan.
I'm Colby.
I'm Spencer.
And make sure to, before we get started, make sure to check us out.
Yeah.
You know, wherever you listen to podcasts, we're on everything. Instagram, Spotify, MySpace,
YouTube.
Maybe, doesn't matter.
We're literally on iHeartRadio.
Literally,
so.
we're on iHeartRadio. So if you still use that,
I'm
bet. But anything, all your likes, support, it really means a lot to us.
Yeah.
And helps us keep bringing you guys the best content possible. So
For sure.
Without further ado, might as well get this show on the road. And let's break down this game.
Unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
So we have the ball. We're down a touchdown, 2 minutes left to go. Michael Hawkins' legacy drive in the Armed Forces Bowl against Navy takes us all the way down the field. We score a touchdown. Oh my gosh, there's 6 seconds left in the game. Had to use my words there real quick.
It happens. It's okay.
And BV goes for 2. Now, personally, I like the aggression. I like going for 2. I'm a fan of that. And then Michael Hawkins gets sacked because our O-line cannot contain anybody. As soon as he snaps the ball, he's pretty much running for his life, gets trapped, and gets sacked. And Navy, we try to onside it. We get a penalty because we touch it too early. Navy gets the ball back, kneels it. Game over. So, just seems fitting for OU season that
That's how it should have ended.
Yeah,
that's how it should have ended.
We lose on a sack in the red zone.
Going for 2, being aggressive,
going for 2, and we lose on a sack going to the red zone. It seems fitting. So, yeah.
I mean, I think we're gonna be awful next year. Personally, we got excited when Mateer committed here, but
dude,
what else is we got receivers. Our receivers looked awful today.
Oh my god,
awful.
Yeah,
we got some portal receivers that weren't getting offered by anybody else really, like any big schools.
Yeah.
So I'm not excited about that. O-line, apparently we've been developing a little bit on the O-line. We got a couple of portal guys that aren't that, again, not huge standouts to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think the O-line's going to get insanely better. I don't think the receiver room will be a lot better. It will be better when Burks and Jaden Gibson are back. But it'll be a little better. But, man, and the defense that we saw just now is probably better than the defense we're going to see next year. We're losing some guys. I don't know. Dude, I just think if we just did that to Navy, we're playing Michigan. We're playing Tennessee. At Tennessee. We're playing at Alabama. There's no way we're winning those games. There's no way. After what we just saw against Navy, come on.
Yeah, it's crazy to see receivers wide open. Drop. Sam Franklin, back-to-back plays. 2 drops on the same exact route, screen route. You have Zion Kearney running downfield, butt booty naked, wide open. And Michael throws a little short, so he turns around, tries to catch it, sees the defender come at him. As soon as the ball hits his hands, he looks up because he's scared to get hit, drops the ball. Sees Zion Ragens down the field, streaking butt booty wide open naked.
Mm-hmm.
Drops the ball, perfect throw to his hands. Felt bad for Michael because his passing completion stats are not going to look good because his guys can't catch the football.
None of Michael's stats are going to look good.
Except his rushing. Oh, yeah, and then, Michael gets a 56-yard touchdown called back for holding. So just an unbelievable display of terrible football. I mean, the first quarter, we're up 14-0. We look like we're dominating. It's going to be game over. And then we don't score again, not even a field goal. Just the most unbelievable, terrible showing of football I've ever seen. And what's crazy is I really don't care. I really, I'm not even that upset. It's what I expected. I expected OU to do something silly. Spencer, I think your score was pretty accurate. I think it was
really
2017, right?
21-17 was my prediction.
Yeah, so Spencer was a field goal off.
But
But it's kind of crazy. It's just, I mean, OU football at its finest. Score 14 points in the first quarter.
Don't score.
None. We score 6 in the last quarter. Just, I mean, just pathetic. I mean, really, this is the worst, and I've said this in several podcasts before, this is the worst OU football team I've seen in my entire life. And it seems fitting that we would cap off this season with a loss to Navy in TCU Stadium at 11 a.m. on a Friday. And, of course, our receivers can't catch the ball. It's just insane, really. I mean,
yeah,
it's really fitting. I really don't care either. I don't know what to say.
It's weird.
I just don't care.
Because you say this is the most unbelievable whatever, but I just watched it
Yeah.
for literally 13 straight games
Yeah.
where this happens
Yeah.
every single time.
Yep.
Maybe
Yeah.
exclude maybe 2 or 3 games where it was like, we look like
Yeah.
a solid Alabama, Tulane, and maybe like Temple, where like it looked like, okay, this is not a bad, but every other game, that exact same, everything we saw,
Yeah. Fumbles.
receivers, awful,
Yep.
fumbles, O-line can't block. It happened the whole entire season.
All season.
So it's, and I mean, as y'all know, literally, I'm a Michael Hawkins guy through and through. And I already know people are, oh, Mike is not the answer, blah, 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 blah. I mean, you give him the fumble, but out of those 43 attempts, how many of those balls were probably catchable that got dropped? They weren't like,
Yeah.
it's probably got to be close to at least 10 that like could have been caught.
Yeah. Zion Ragen just stuck his hand out for one. Didn't even try.
You got 2 by Sam Franklin. You got 1 by Zion. You got 1 by both Zions. You got the Jake Roberts that was ruled incomplete, and that's just off the top of my head. That's 5.
Yeah.
There's probably a few others, and then the rest he's run for his life and he throws the ball away. There's a bunch that he missed. Obviously, he missed the receiver. I'm not saying that he's perfect,
Yeah.
but
Did
like
for
Spencer-
247?
like
247 yards?
That's probably at least top 3 that anyone's thrown for in a game probably all season.
That's probably the most. I would say other than like the Temple game,
Yeah.
that's probably
Or
in the
something.
last 10 games, last 8 games, whatever it is, 9
Whatever,
games.
yeah.
Probably the most passing yards we've had in a single game. So.
Which is insane. But like Spencer said, I keep hearing, oh, these receiver transfers, it doesn't matter where they came from, and they're gonna.
There's no way.
doesn't matter.
You're telling me UAPB they were facing SEC talent? I don't think so. So unless literally, I don't even know who we have to go get. Like prime.
Well, the guys that
CD Lamb is
the
going to
guys that
back.
we need to get, we can't afford.
Which
That's
is
kind of the
why
situation.
I was thinking
'cause
about
we're
this
broke.
the other day. I honestly think I would take just a mediocre quarterback and just build like the other pieces. I think of like Michigan, like J.J. McCarthy to me, I don't think he was like an elite whatever. He just did what was needed to be done. They didn't throw the ball that much, so he's going probably 12 for 15 every game or 18 for 20. But he just throws the ball. But the pieces around him, O-line, crazy.
Yeah.
Running backs, crazy. Receivers, when they need to make the play, made the play. So it's like, you're going to pay John Mateer all this money. Who's you going to throw the ball to?
Well, here's the thing. We're not even paying John Mateer a lot of money. We were the lowest
That's true.
offer.
That's
we
all
were the
we got.
lowest in I.
And that
How
drained
broke?
us. That drained us.
Yeah, I know.
That
How
drained us.
broke are we? Like, really, we paid John Mateer, I think, 3-point-something million for 2 years. And we are exhausted on funds. You're telling me $1.2
We
million
have a
a
sign.
year?
We probably have a sign.
Yeah. Spare change?
Need money.
Need money?
Will work for food.
Yeah. BV's, one of his teeth are missing. Spare change? I just don't get it. I don't know why we're so broke.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we need to get more receivers. Okay, great. We don't have the money to do that because we spent all our money on John Mateer, which personally I'm glad we did. I think we do need a good quarterback because that is the central part of the offense. But I mean, Michael, showed it today. If he threw great balls, drops. So it's just, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely think Michael just lost the QB1 battle for next year, probably today. I mean, like,
Yeah.
if you can't torch Navy, and I get it, he had everything against him, but like, he just doesn't. It didn't pan out, and so like, you lost to Navy. I feel like if okay, let's say Michael becomes QB1, take the steps backwards to how that happens. Step 1, you have to beat Navy.
Yeah.
I feel like if you don't get that first step 1, it just doesn't happen.
Do you think, though, if those 2 drops, which should have been touchdowns, do you think you would still be saying that? Because we would have won the game, obviously.
He has 4 tutties and probably 350.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Literally. Probably 100 more yards, because those were both 50-plus yard passes.
To answer your question, no, I wouldn't, but they did happen.
Yeah.
And so that's just I'm not saying it's Michael's fault. I'm just saying he just lost a quarterback battle probably because I feel like this was his chance to, like, if you can't go out and beat Navy, how are we going to say, let's line him up against Michigan? And is BV going to risk his career on a guy that has 4,000 yards the last season or has 700 yards the last season? He's going to take 4,000 every time.
Easy.
So I think
I want him to. Yeah.
So I think Mateer's got the job for sure. But anyway, I'm just going to bring it back into this game. Man, that was just what's crazy is Navy, their quarterback, Blake Horvath, played awful. He overthrew so many balls that were like
terrible,
wide open.
Bro, how was he only 7 for 12 though? Dude, I feel like he was like 1 for 12.
Yeah.
But it was just crazy because there was so many balls whereas like the receiver had just green grass behind him and you just throw the ball at him, tutty. It happened like 2 or 3 times.
3 times.
And so like honestly, like we're saying, Mike got the worst of the luck, but it's also like Navy should have beat us. Yeah. By more. It should have been like 42-20 in a different world. So,
it should have. Well, to clarify, those 3 passes were all like fake runs. So he would take 1 step in, kind of fake knee, scoop back and throw it. 3 times. Wide, butt booty naked open if they catch it and go all the way. It's a touchdown. They should have had, they literally should have hung up 42 points on us today. But because their quarterback overthrew it a couple times, they didn't. We got lucky.
That's what's crazy. It's like crazy. The narrative around the country is probably like, OU loses a close one to Navy. Like, and Navy comes back and beat Oklahoma is also the narrative. But like, that's just not the narrative that if you watch the game, that's not what you get out of it because Navy actually played exactly the way they wanted to. Our defense did not play great, to be honest. Like, our defense got lucked out of
multiple
allowing a 40-point game to Navy.
So
absolutely. Our defense did not play good at all. And that's the defense you're going to see next year, guys. You're not going to get who did we get out of the portal on defense? Like, did we? I don't think we got anybody out of the portal on defense.
I thought we got a D lineman.
I don't think we got anybody.
I thought we did.
Even BV said like he was like, we might add a couple of guys on defense, but he was like, our retention rate is so high that there's no need. Like, think of it. I mean, we're pretty much deep at every. Like, you don't need a safety. You don't really need any DBs. Maybe another corner. Maybe you get another corner. If R. Mason comes back, you really don't need any DNs because we have some freshmen that will be sophomore DNs that we haven't even seen. Danny Okoye, haven't even seen them. D tackles. We have the best young D tackle in the country coming back. And David Stone, Dominic Williams probably.
I just think if you're looking at this game, if you just watch this game as an OU fan, you're thinking to yourself like, that defense did not look good.
Nope.
And that's the defense I'm going to watch line up against Alabama next year. That's the defense I'm going to watch line up against Texas next year. And it didn't look great. It did not look great because if Blake Horvath could throw a ball with any bit of accuracy, we're down 42-20 in this game. So I'm not excited about it. I don't think this game got rid of a lot of my excitement for next year. I really thought like this could be a turnaround offseason with John Mateer. But, like, I'm coming in thinking John Mateer will be better than Mike. But, like, he's gonna suffer the exact same issue that Jackson Arnold did. He's going to suffer the exact same issue that Michael Hawkins did, which is you don't have an O-line. Your running back coach is putting in Sam Franklin over Gavin Sawchuk. Like, why? Why is Gavin Sawchuk in, right? And then your receivers can't catch a ball. Your tight ends can't block or catch. It's like Mateer's going to have the same issues. So the offense, I'm not very hopeful about. And the defense, I was hopeful about. But they got lucked out of not allowing 40 points to Navy. So it's just.
To clarify, we did not get anybody on defense out of the portal yet. Not a single player.
I didn't think so.
Yeah,
I didn't think so. I think they're happy to stick with the guys we have. But
no, it is unbelievable. It's really unbelievable to think that. Now, listen, I personally believe John Mateer is a better quarterback than Jackson Arnold. I think you give John Mateer the exact same circumstances as Arnold, John Mateer will perform better.
Oh, I agree.
But how much better can you perform?
Yeah.
That's the thing is, like,
He won't
John
fumble.
Machir, yeah, he won't fumble.
That's it.
And he'll probably win the Mizzou game.
Yeah.
He'll probably win Tennessee.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe
better-
Ole Miss.
How much better can you do than Mike did today?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Mike, the
Mike was
drops.
probably like
Mike threw great balls.
60-ish. What is that? 28 for 43.
That's
If he
like
didn't-
almost. That's
If
almost
you
30 for
don't
40.
count,
So it was like
like-
60, probably
I was gonna
60 something percent.
Which
Yeah.
is not bad. That's
That
not
was
the worst.
Jackson's average the whole season. What is
Counting
it?
for 5 drops, it would have been 67%,
76.
76%, but
That's-
28 for 43.
That's what I'm saying. So if the drops didn't
He actually had
happen,
65.
Michael
Yeah.
would have been at 76 for completion
is
percentage, which is
solid.
great.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That's the thing is I thought Michael played good today. I thought he played really good. Other than the fumble, I thought he played really good. It was just the drops. Like, what can you?
But then again,
What are you supposed to do?
so it's like, what will John Mateer do?
That's what I'm saying.
What will John
Like,
Mateer
what
do?
is? Unless Santega is unbelievable. Unless what's his name
Giovanni Gibson,
Giovanni Gibson,
Isaiah Satania,
Keontae Lewis.
Keontae Lewis.
like, unless they're just absolute dogs,
which they aren't.
we're cooked.
They aren't dogs.
They're not. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like I want to hope that they are. But dog, if you're coming from UAPB, that means one of two things: you weren't that good in high school, or you just have terrible grades. Terrible grades. That's really it. And so the fact that now you're coming to OU, I'm hoping you're a baller. I hope you had bad grades. I hope you had really bad grades and that you're actually a baller.
It's also the big issue for me about those guys coming from Southern Illinois and UAPB is that they didn't put up crazy yards at Southern Illinois and UAPB. I'm more excited about.
Giovanni didn't do bad. He,
He
had like
put up
1,200
crazy.
yards.
That does
Yeah.
crazy yards.
But,
Yeah,
like,
but no, I
1,260
know. What you're
yards.
saying.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
No.
but Jacob
I know what
Jordan
you're
would
saying.
go put up crazy yards in that conference.
Yeah,
So
sure.
I just
Yeah.
don't think.
But it's crazy yards.
But
Crazy yards.
but like
But they don't translate. It's not gonna
to
translate.
come to Oklahoma and be at our level,
You
you have to put up generational yards, not crazy yards.
You gotta put 2K yards.
Generational yards. Do
Yeah.
you know how much
Yeah.
Marvin Mims would put up at Southern Illinois or CD Lamb?
He's cooking.
So they're not. This guy from Southern Illinois is not going to be.
He put up 700.
He might be a JJ Hester here. He
That's
might
probably
be,
what it's gonna be.
Yes. The guy from Arkansas, I'm actually more excited about because
Oh,
he
yeah.
played in the SEC and actually put up decent.
I'm stoked
Numbers.
for him. I'm really excited for
But
him.
my thing is, if he
Centennial.
put up decent numbers at Arkansas, he's going to put up decent numbers here because he's playing the same defenses.
Yeah.
Maybe he's got a better quarterback, but everybody else around him sucks on the offense. The run game sucks. The O-line sucks. So it's like,
Our tight end, dude.
Yeah.
Kennesaw State.
If I,
You gotta be kidding me.
course you
Listen,
can't.
Joe John. First off, Joe John should have been fired
should have been fun.
already by now. I'm tired of seeing his face. BV said we're retaining the whole offensive staff. Why?
for what?
This is the worst offensive year we've had in this century, and we're keeping the whole staff except for the quarterback coach and the OC. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. There are very few people on that staff that I would even consider keeping, and it's crazy that BV is like we're keeping them all.
Yeah, you just got to clean house.
Ben Arbuckle got one, and that's the thing. Is like you're setting up Ben Arbuckle to not be as successful as he can be because he's not getting the guys that he wants. It's just crazy. I don't get it. But the tight end, bro,
Yeah.
Kennesaw State, dude.
Well,
Like,
One thing to talk about that happened today. No Devon Mitchell. Didn't see him once.
Yep.
that's so
What
weird.
is going on with Devon Mitchell?
VV keeps giving us these little like,
Yeah.
you gonna shoot up? I said, okay, is he gonna shoot up or is he gonna get out there and he's gonna?
Yeah.
Because I'm
Yeah.
tired of seeing him roll out there and who you with? Who you with? Who you with? Oh yeah, who you with? I don't want to see him do that during warm ups.
I don't
No.
want to see him doing
I don't want
this.
to see that.
I want to actually see this guy play.
'Cause if
Devon
I'm him,
Mitchell.
I'm saying, man, let me go to the home. I miss Christmas.
I'm saying, why is he not playing?
Yeah.
Why
I don't
is he
know. I
not?
guess he's
is
not-
he
he's
that
not ready.
buns?
He's not buns.
Is he that
It's
bad?
probably like maturity thing. But you know what? You could act like a 5-year-old, but if you can go there and
That's
lay
what I'm saying. If you can
somebody
catch the
out,
ball,
I don't care.
that's what I'm
don't
saying.
care.
Dog, look, don't even get me started on smart, dumb football players.
Don't
You
do
can
it.
see football players
Don't
walk
do
out
it.
there.
Don't
They are dumber than a box. They look like this. They run on the field.
Yeah,
but you know
they're
what? They
crazy.
will light somebody up.
Uh-huh.
They'll catch
They're
that
crazy.
football. They know when to
Yeah.
go when the ball is snapped.
By the
Why
way,
is Devon
Pod.
Mitchell out? I don't know.
By the way, Pod. We're talking about Devon Mitchell. He
Yeah.
was the number 1 tight end in his class last year. He's a true freshman.
Yep.
And he has not seen the field. I don't think once. I don't think a single time.
I don't think he's
And
played a single snap.
He
Yeah.
was in trouble earlier in the season for skipping class, skipping practice, skipping weights. But at the same time, I get that that's unacceptable behavior. But at the same time, it's like
Our tight end play is unacceptable behavior.
That's what I'm saying.
So
Bauer Sharp is unacceptable
put
behavior.
we wanted to see Devon Mitchell today. He was listed as the second string. Didn't come out.
Yeah.
Did not. He suited up. Did not play.
Yeah.
Single snap. I don't get it.
Something I want to talk about. This is just random because I was thinking of terrible tight end play. So I thought of Bauer Sharp and Jake Roberts. Jake Roberts didn't do terrible today. But one thing I'm noticing with a lot of our receivers, not just them, is they're catching like this.
Yeah.
They're not catching with their hands. Did y'all notice that?
Yeah.
Like, I saw Jake Roberts several times catch like this. I saw some receivers catch like Zion Ragens catch like this. Now, it's different if you're going for a fade route, like, and you're catching it over the like bread in the basket. But if you're catching a slant, like, what are you doing?
To me,
Put
some
them
of
hands
that
out. I don't
was
know.
ball placement. I'm not trying to
Sure.
hate on Mike, but there was actually some balls where it was low.
Yeah,
It was like lower behind them.
Yeah.
Like I know the Zion Reagan ones that you're talking about on the slant.
Yeah.
The ball was like here, and so it's like you can't catch like you could catch like this.
Yeah. No, I know. You have to kind of slide and.
Yeah.
But I'm saying just in general, like even on decent balls, it just seems like they're not catching the drop that Kearney had.
Yeah.
He tried to catch it like this. Put your hands up. You know, I don't know. Really, really strange.
Yeah, that's on him.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Here's what I was thinking.
Bad play.
Is that if I'm BV, this is going to be the most miserable offseason for every single player in this program of all time.
Yeah.
Like, I am going to kill you. Like, you're every day, there's no off time. We don't,
Yeah.
I might give you can go home and open your gifts that you haven't opened yet, but then you got to come right back.
Yeah.
Like, as soon, it would be over.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to make people quit.
No.
It's the one thing I vouched to say when we had to do Hell Week, and it was just like, we want to see who's going to quit. And I was like, this is so dumb. But, dude, now I said, yeah, some of y'all are just.
People quit.
Please.
People did
No,
quit.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
People would literally be like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
And I feel like, dude, we probably got some, even cutting down the scholarship guys to 105. I'm out there and I'm like, there's no way you got included in the 105 guys.
There ain't no way all 105 of y'all deserve to be on scholarship.
Because being honest with you, I would rather like 78 guys that are just dogs. I get depth, but if you get, never mind. We just did that this season where we were on like our 8th, 9th, 10th. But like if you're a D end or something, really run that too deep for me, honestly. Like if I just need dogs, because I don't need any sorry people on this team that can't do their job. If I'm the wide receivers, I'm on the jugs machine 24/7.
They need to be
7.
Yeah.
Because that was so. No. Everything just looked terrible, and I was like, in the defense, I'll give it to them. You're not gonna face the triple option. You're not gonna face that. It's hard to stop. It is, but still. They didn't even run it. It wasn't like, most of the time it was obvious who had the ball.
Yeah.
There's a few times where I was like, why are people wide open?
Well, that's the thing is the defense, they should have had 42 hung up on them today. They should have. 3 bad throws was the difference between a 21-20 loss and a 42-20 loss. It's unbelievable. Yeah. I just don't. And Spencer, to your point, we might actually be cooked next year. Watching this game, I don't know why I had so much more optimism. By the way, Navy scored a record-long touchdown run by their quarterback, 95 yards. So
yeah, we'll go through these Twitter posts here in a minute.
The United States Navy was established in 1776 and just had their longest play from scrimmage in branch history. So against the Sooners. So yeah, this has been a historical year for the Sooners. We've given up school records in sacks. We've let Navy put a school record in their running touchdowns. We've had records, and Bama, we held Bama to 3, which hasn't been done in 10 years. I don't know, since 2004. So it's been a historical season and probably the worst way for OU. Yeah. So I really was excited for next year when I heard about John Mateer, but seeing this offense, it's just miserable. I hope the spring game we can see Santega.
I'm not going.
All these. Hopefully we can see these new receivers.
I don't know.
You know when we saw Deion Burks and we were like, oh.
Deion was raw though. He just got hurt. Deion's raw. He just got hurt. But
the thing is, what is the difference between beating Navy and beating Tennessee on the road, Texas, and Alabama on the road? The difference is really big, right? I think we can all agree that the difference between those two accomplishments is very big. Okay, this is beating Navy, and this is beating Tennessee. We are right here. We're below beating Navy. So we have to improve all this much. I'm sorry, Mateer isn't selling me on that. And off-season development has been non-existent at this program since BV got here. Because
unfortunately.
there's been some player, like Danny Stutzman is obviously a great example of off-season development. But, like, there's been a lot of players that haven't developed. So my hope is really starting to dwindle on this next season and on Brent Venables. Because, man, you just can't lose to Navy, man. You just can't lose to Navy.
Yeah, I don't care how many guys we have in the portal. I don't care how many guys are leaving. You cannot lose to Navy. Just can't happen. I mean, it's really unfortunate because I'm kind of the same way. I really like who BV is, and I like him as a person and what he stands for, but 2 losing seasons in your first 3 years, and when you look forward to next year, it looks like we're actually worse. I mean, we're facing Tennessee, Bama, and South Carolina on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Are we winning any of those games? With what we saw today, how many games are we winning next year?
Mm-hmm.
I think 3. If we played today how we play all next year, we will win 3 games.
Temple,
we will lose to Michigan. We'll beat Ball State.
Illinois State.
And we'll beat Illinois State.
Illinois State.
Those will be our only 3 wins if we play how we played today.
we play Ball State.
No, we play Illinois State. We play
because there's 3 now.
Tulane, and then we play.
We play Tulane
again.
No, we
not
don't.
Tulane. Temple. I meant Temple.
That's right. So we play Temple,
Michigan.
Illinois State, Temple, and then who's the midseason one?
I thought it was.
It's they're blue. I feel like they're a blue team because it's like early. It's not that far.
Let me see.
Kent State.
There it is.
Kent State. Yeah. So we're winning 3 games. If we play how we did today, we will win 3 games next year. It's unbelievable. So yeah, I'm scared. I'm scared for my life actually.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
Let's do some Twitter. Let's do some Twitter.
See what we got. Let's look at the comments.
Some Twitter.
Jimmy Green Beans went crazy on Michael Hawkins.
Yeah.
Just Hawk couldn't read a defense if his life depended on it. Misses so much and too slow at hitting what is open. This I thought was really interesting. OU has won 2 bowl games since Bob Stoops retired.
Wow.
And one of those was coached by Bob Stoops.
That's so crazy, dude.
No one blocked Navy's defensive end on the 2-point try. So he was just a free rusher. Just came right at Michael Hawkins with nobody blocking him. Laugh out loud bad. Losing seasons for Oklahoma last 25 years. Before Brent Venables, 0. After, 2.
Brent Venables has been here for 3 years.
Brent Venables has been here for 3 years. So yeah,
yeah.
Twitter's having at us.
One thing I want to say. There is a picture of Mike Tyson caked up with OU on both his cheeks.
Yeah,
the OU logo. One thing I want to say about BV is one of the best guys that you can find. All around stand-up guy. He finds ways to lose games. There's no reason you should be going 6-7, 2 out of your first 3 years at Oklahoma. I don't care about I have to get my guys in. I don't care about I have to build my culture. I don't care about any of that. Because like I've said hundreds of times before, why are these other programs getting new coaches and performing significantly better than us when they have faced the exact same odds as us? I don't get it. BV is probably one of the best character guys in the country. There's no reason you should have 2 7-loss seasons at OU. I don't care about the portal. I don't care about your culture. I don't care about any of that. There's no reason you should have 7 losses. Those are not excuses to lose 7 times.
Venables on this season said, disappointed. Everything falls on me. Really disappointed in myself. I have to be better. We have a lot of experience coming back. It will pay off. We got a lot of work to do. I'm really excited about the foundation, and I'm hurt for the players.
Excited?
Yeah.
Excited for what?
Excited for what foundation? I don't see the foundation.
The foundation's cracked.
The foundation's terrible.
It's actually non-existent.
Yeah, BV, I mean, it's the same story all season. It's the same story today, which is every post-game interview, it falls on me. Well, BV, if it keeps falling on you, what are you doing to change it? what are we doing to fix the problem that is consistently happening the past 3 years? I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm not calling for BV's head, but I'm just saying, like, I am tired of the excuses on Facebook of all these people. He's such a good man. How dare you talk about BV like that?
Awesome.
Yeah, he is a good guy. He's an incredible human being.
Yeah.
He's not good at coaching OU football. And he's shown that the last 3 years. It's like, this isn't personal. It's just like you look at his stats. His stats are the worst stats of probably any OU head coach since John Blake. That's 26 years, 27 years. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I just think if you zoom out, like if you looked at a graph, like it is just such a steep decline when he gets here.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know. Like, I think we're so caught up in it and trying to believe in him
that we're like missing the obvious.
Yeah. Like if the day that Lincoln Riley left after Bedlam, that Sunday, I told you we're going to hire a coach, and on December 27th, 2024, he will lose the Armed Forces Bowl to Navy, and that will be the third straight bowl game that he loses.
And the second losing season.
And the second losing season in his first 3 years. You would immediately say, yeah, fire him on the spot. Like, you wouldn't even, like, wouldn't look at any other things. That's all you would need to know. You wouldn't have to look at, you know, oh, he beat Texas. Oh, he beat Auburn. Like, you wouldn't look at any of that. You would just simply say, fire him.
Yeah.
And so
that's a good tweet. You should tweet that out. I
just think, I think at this point it's time to figure something out. I mean, BV just said in his post-game press conference, he said, I'm not going to comment on reevaluating firing any of my staff. I think hopefully he is reevaluating firing everybody on the, because like I'm just sorry, like there's just I don't want to name names because it's like I don't want to go like Emmett Jones should stay.
Yeah.
Joe John shouldn't stay. But like in general, there's just a rule of thumb of like if something's really bad, you have to clean house because you don't want, like, for example, the Lincoln Riley defense. That defense had its own, there was a whole, scheme about that defense that was different from Brent Venables.
Yeah.
And you saw a lot of the guys on defense that transferred over to Brent Venables' defense, like Ethan Downs and Danny Stutzman. Very few were able to succeed, like Ethan Downs and Danny Stutzman. But a lot of them just could not succeed in that new defense. We saw it in that first year. Those guys just couldn't succeed because they were part of that old scheme, that old mindset, philosophy.
Yeah.
I think we have to completely get rid of every philosophy player that was under Lebby, was coached by Lebby, was under Seth Luttrell, coached by Seth Luttrell, under Joe John Finley, coached by Joe John, because they have been coached the wrong things. Yeah. That's just how it is. Jackson Arnold, one of the reasons I'm excited to see him go is because he has that Lebby to him that DG had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited to see him go because of that.
Because that's the...
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Like, I think about it as like a habit. Like, it's...
Yes.
I forgot how many... There's like a crazy amount of times that you have to do something for it to just become like second nature to you. Mm-hmm. And what do they do every single day? The same thing. Every single time.
Yep.
So you bring in a new guy. I remember Speed D. That's what it was.
Yeah, Speed D.
And I said... On paper, you look at it and like, I'm going to go recruit the fastest. We didn't have big D tackles. We had D tackles that were like 260, but they could run. When do you ever have to? Why should you be running? To go get the running back?
That's why it failed. Yeah.
No.
That's why I was
your whole point, because you're not going to get past the O-line because they're 315 and you're 260.
Yeah.
At one point in my life, I weigh 260, and you think I could go out there? No. Okay. So let's cut that. So then you see... Even like Nick Benito. Did Nick Benito play for BV? No. Who was it?
He was a Lincoln guy.
I know he was
full Lincoln.
It was there was somebody. I swear we had him.
For who?
I know who you're talking about now.
Oh no.
Oh man.
Was he a D lineman?
No, he was like a DN, like linebacker hybrid. David Abweg or whatever.
Ugawegbu.
Or whatever.
Not Abwegbu.
I think
he was bad.
Or maybe it was, I don't know.
No.
Or whatever.
No.
There was somebody.
No, not Obo.
I got you.
And it was like stuck out like a sore thumb. Like they could not translate.
Asamoah, is that who you're thinking of?
Brian Asamoah?
No, I don't know.
Bolton was
I have
fire.
no idea who I'm talking about. But It just feels like
Yeah, I don't know.
the development, it's like one guy every time. Like somebody will rise up instead of a whole position group or a whole team.
Yeah.
Like, let's say he's going to be like, oh, Eli Bowen's going to take a huge leap this offseason.
Yeah.
Eli Bowen cannot save the team.
No.
We need the whole
Yeah.
DB group to rise up and become dogs.
Yeah.
If Caden Helms becomes a dog, he can't play tight end every single snap. We need the whole room to be all dogs, which is, I just don't ever see that happening. We can't get a collective group of people to elevate everyone else. It's just like one guy that's going to stand out instead of, hey, we need the whole quarterback room to be good. No, John Mateer is going to be the only good one. And then with our luck, John Mateer or something happens to John Mateer, and then look, what?
Yeah.
We're toast.
It's the same thing as when you're a kid and you're taught the fundamentals of the sport. If they're taught to you wrong, you will fail. It can be coached out of you when you're 16, but you're still going to struggle.
You're going to revert to it.
And I remember when we hired BV and that 2022 season when the defense was so bad, I remember seeing players wearing their Speed D shirts. And I remember thinking, like,
take that off.
No matter how much you coach it, it stays in the player. And that's why it took a while for the defense to change.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I think we should clean house on offense, because those guys on offense that were under Luttrell and under Joe John Finley just have it in them. It has just been, that is what they were coached into. And I'm not trying to say like take out every player and get new players, but I am trying to say like some of the guys that maybe we don't see, like assistant coaches at that level, you know, Joe John Finley might get coached by Ben Arbuckle to do something different, but Joe John Finley is still Joe John Finley. We got to get somebody new.
Yeah.
No matter how much Ben Arbuckle is there to help Joe John Finley, it's just not going to.
Well, my thing is why did BV, he came out and said, like, we're not going to have any changes on the offensive side of the ball other than OC. Why would you say that? Why?
Because I feel like at the time he's like,
but
he thinks BV might not be the smartest guy ever like we think he is. Because did he think the OC was going to fix every problem?
But that's what I'm saying is like, why not? Why not change the whole offense? I feel like it's common sense. It's, oh my gosh, our receivers can't catch the ball. Oh my gosh, DeMarco, for whatever reason in his life, can't figure out which running back to put on the field, to put the best running back on the field until the last 2 games of the season. Like, you're just seeing all of this mess. Mm-hmm. And he's saying, yeah, we're going to keep everybody and bring in our new OC, and we'll bring in one quarterback's coach. What's that going to change? I don't know. I don't know what the answer. That's the thing.
I agree.
If I knew what the answer was, I'd be getting paid $1 million right now to go coach football. But I don't know what the answer is. But I'm telling you right now, if you're making $9.2 million a year, you better know the answer. And I can promise you, it doesn't take me making $1 million to know. The answer isn't you keeping the same guys. That's not the answer. You have to change the coaches who are coaching the players.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of like Joe C. and President Harris. I'm like, guys, like, just like you said, Spencer, if you told Joe C. and President Harris December 2022, hey, you know, the guy that you're thinking about hiring is going to have 2 losing seasons in the first 3 years, and he's going to lose his last game of his 3rd season to Navy after you join the SEC, they're going to be like, we're not hiring that guy. Mm-hmm. So I think there's a lot of, I think in particular with BV, there's other strings pulling. One, I think there's an empathy factor because he's such an OU guy that like he was here, you know, we love him. Obviously, there's other things that everybody likes about BV, but I'm just like, at what point do you look at it for what it is and say, okay, like, I'm not saying fire BV this year. I think you should give him 1 more year. But if next year, if we have the same season as we do right now,
good.
I mean,
he's unemployed. He has to be unemployed.
He has to be. He literally has to be, or I will give up on OU football.
And I think even this is like something crazy out of left field. Like I don't know if y'all heard about like the Zach Alley rumors about him going to West Virginia.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that.
Yeah, there's like speculation that he's going to take the West Virginia head coach job. And if that happens, we are
cooked.
toast. We are literally like, we are burnt toast.
Yeah.
Like black bread.
Yeah. And he should take it. If he gets the offer, he absolutely should take it.
He should, but it's just like, God.
Chat,
Oh, no. I didn't know about that.
If Zach Alley leaves and becomes the West Virginia head coach, we are cooked.
Because you're not finding. You're not. He's literally
we're not
a little
anybody like
BV.
him.
And, I mean, not today, but still, our defense is still light years better than what we've seen the past since since Lincoln was here.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
there is no
if he leaves,
question.
BV's got to step back in that spot,
and that's less time. Then we're back in that loop,
and we're back in 2022.
Back in 2022.
Because Ben Arbuckle, I believe in you to the fullest extent. I think you're gonna do something, but you can't make something out of nothing. That's the one thing. That saying is awful. Like, oh, I can. No, because I can put out the 4 best guys that I have, but if you put them on any other team, they're not the 4 best guys.
Yeah,
so it's. I don't know. I think this next couple months, when all these changes start happening, are going to be ridiculous, and it will really decide whether or not I'm gonna get excited for this team.
One thing that I've noticed is Brent Venables. They call it like the core 11 coaches.
Yeah.
Quarterbacks, all DNs, all the like the position coaches, and he brought these guys over from a lot of them from Clemson. Hired Jeff Lebby for his OC, all this stuff. He's only fired one of those guys. Out of those 11 spots, he's only fired 1. And I really feel like there is and there's nothing wrong with this, like a family in that coaching staff room where Joe John Finley is included.
Yeah.
Where DeMarco Murray is included. Where especially, and this is rightfully so, but like Bates and Chavis and all those guys, they're all included in this family.
Yeah.
And I feel like one issue with that is when a member of the family is not doing his job, does BV fire him or not fire him because he's a part of the, I feel like they're almost a little too close in that little family that they have. Because, again, they have only fired 1 out of those 11 position spots, and it was Ted Roof, the defensive coordinator. And Ted Roof was pretty bad. So Seth Luttrell was not included in that core 11. We hired him in the second year. So that's not. Yeah. And then everybody else left. Lebby left. So I think that's part of it personally. But I
don't know.
Chat, we're cooked. That's my opinion.
Yeah, we're cooked.
Chat, we are cooked.
Well, with that being said, I'm tired of talking about OU. And
let's talk about actual good teams.
Yeah. Hopefully OU will be better next year. Really, the spring game will tell. But if today told us anything, it's that the future is not bright. So hopefully it is.
Hopefully.
After the spring game. So let's talk about the playoff. We're going to first up talk about Penn State, Boise State on New Year's Eve.
These go in order. So
New Year's Eve
night. Dude, do y'all remember watching, Ohio State, Georgia? And it was the field goal right at midnight in 2022. And
that was so fire. They almost kicked it at the exact same.
Logies?
Yeah. Yes, like the 2 TV setup had the field goal missing and the ball dropping like 10, 9. It was crazy.
That was sick.
And then, cool. Never mind.
Never mind. Penn State. No. Penn State, Boise State.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be close. I'm sorry.
I don't think so either.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Ashton Genty.
Penn State's really good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love Ashton Genty. Penn State, I think they can make it all the way. I don't think they win it, but I think they could go. If
stuff goes their way.
Who do they play if they win this?
I think it's
Georgia.
Yeah.
Or Georgia or Notre Dame.
I think they could beat both of those teams. Georgia doesn't have Carson back.
People are saying that's better. Like they are happy.
The backup was kind of wrong.
Yeah.
Well,
Gunnar Stockton, he's nice.
I'm just saying, I think Penn State could beat Georgia.
I think Penn State is an absolute top 3 favorite for the national championship. If you look at the bracket, you look at everything's going. Yeah. They are playing their best football now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, literally.
And they are on a roll. They have an easier path than Oregon, who plays Ohio State, than Texas.
Yep.
So,
hey, you don't know that. They might play Arizona State.
You're right. It's game Scattaboo. I think Penn State's going to cakewalk through Boise State and could make their way to the national championship. They're a sleeper right now for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
moving on.
Texas and Arizona State. Listen,
Wow.
I think all of us at the table,
We know.
we want Arizona State to win because, we hate Texas. Everybody hates Texas. But golly, Texas has the easiest path to the playoff, I think, out of any team.
Yes, easy. Yes.
Any
For
team?
how talented they are, yes.
Yeah, for how good they are, any team. Texas is going to run through Arizona State, and I don't think it's going to be particularly close at all.
Yeah.
Now, I'm hoping Cam Scatterbo has the greatest night of his career and puts up 7 touchdowns, but unless he does that, it is going to be a dumpster fire.
He
for
can do
Arizona
that,
State.
and Texas will put up 8.
Yeah.
So
Steve Sarkisian, he's like, Arizona State's good. They were in the Big 12 for 1 year. They won it. We were in it. We won 4 for 27 years. Listen, that's all cheap, nice talk. Listen, I've read the same books as you, Steve Sarkisian. I know what you're doing, and you're not thinking that. You're thinking we're going to go in there and we're actually going to stomp you guys and go on to the semifinals. I don't think it's going to be close. I think Texas destroys Arizona State,
I agree.
unfortunately.
I don't think there's any hope for Arizona State. I think it's Texas all the way.
Yeah.
Arizona State, I think they might put up I could see it being a 1/2, like, they're hanging in there, like they kind of come out, maybe like a little punch in the mouth. Cam Scatterbo runs for, a little tut. They pull up a tutty on the first drive. But Texas is, I hate to say it because I hate Texas, but they're raw.
They're raw.
Texas looks so good.
They draw up plays, and I say,
They're unbelievable.
Yeah.
where did he get this?
And the thing about Texas is I think they might be one of the most even teams, balanced.
Oh, yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
the offense is great. That defense is crazy. D-line's good.
Their linebackers.
DBs are good.
Crazy.
Linebackers are the best thing in the team.
Crazy.
Then the offense is incredible. Texas got it all. They're really good. I think they whoop Arizona State. This next one, man, Ohio State versus Oregon in the Rose Bowl.
Best bowl in all of college football.
Dude, my thing is, well, I think the Big Ten might be the best conference, at least at the top, in college football this year.
Yeah.
Because if I were to list my top 3 favorites, I think it might be Oregon, Ohio State, and Penn State. Because I think the winner of this Oregon versus Ohio State game, I think they go and beat Texas. So, and then we're also over here saying Penn State's probably better than Georgia. And so then I'm thinking, is the Big Ten just all out at the top better than the SEC? And I think so. But,
yeah.
I mean, Texas could go and beat one of these two teams easily because they're a great team. But, man, Ohio State and Oregon look really good. Penn State looks really good. Like, if I were to have to bet on what conference is winning the Natty, I'm betting on the Big Ten. But this game, man, Ohio State, Oregon, I'm so excited for this. I think this is going to be so good.
It's going to be a classic. It's literally going to be an instant
ESPN
classic.
instant classic.
We already saw this game.
Incredible game.
Ohio State traveled to Oregon earlier in the year and lost by 1. So now they're going to meet in the Rose Bowl in a neutral site, and who knows what can happen. Ohio State got a little momentum.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. This is anybody's bet,
I can't have a pick for it because Ohio State almost beat Oregon at home at Oregon's place.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, that was towards the beginning of the year. Oregon wasn't playing their best ball. But still, I don't know.
We don't even have to pick it. We can just talk about it, man. Like, just the beauty of it. It's just a great game in a great stadium. Ohio State, I think it's like their skill is so good.
Yeah.
Pretty good, like really, really good defense as well. Oregon is kind of similar. They got the skill. They got the good defense. It's just a weird, I don't know. It's not really like Big Ten football like you would think about it. It really isn't like the Big Ten football like Michigan would play.
Yeah. Running.
Yeah. Tez Johnson over at
Oregon has played, I swear, the same. They are built the same way, I swear, like every single year. Every time they have the fastest dude I've ever seen on their team. Who just, Tez Johnson, some wide receiver, some skinny dude is just come running. Quarterback solid. And then it's just like their defense, you're like, oh. But then somehow they're just raw for like no reason. You don't know why, but they just get it done. In Ohio State, Dude, I think they might give Oregon a run for their money. I think they have a little revenge plot coming. And it's hard. I don't care what you say. I get the bye, you get to rest up, but it's hard. When you get a bye week, you haven't played in when was the big they haven't played since yeah.
Mm-hmm. I haven't played in a few weeks.
A few weeks, and then you have to turn it up against practice. Okay, you're not going full speed.
Yeah.
Or Ohio State's trying to kill you. Like they want to literally put you on your back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just gonna come down to good coaching.
So
I mean, is Dan Lanning keeping the energy up at practice? That's what it's gonna come down to.
But golly,
and I think he is.
Revenge tour.
I think he is. I think Dan Lanning is that good of a coach. But it's gonna be interesting.
And on the contrary, Ohio State guys still getting recovery, still getting ice on their legs from those hits. Yeah. Oregon, they are rested up. They're ready to. They're ready. So as long as they've got coached well, I think the bye week will be an advantage for Oregon.
And then lastly,
pretty good game, pretty good little night game. Notre Dame versus Georgia.
Yeah.
Go Dogs.
I'm excited for this game. The reason why is I really don't know. Just like Ohio State and Oregon, it's like 50-50. I think Notre Dame can beat Georgia. I think they can. I mean, Carson Beck's out, which seems like some Georgia fans are pretty happy about that. But Gunnar Stockton, this is his first ever NCAA start. And he is starting against Notre Dame in the college football playoff. Yeah. So, I'm just saying, I don't care how good he might be. He has to... I mean, if he wins this game, he's going to win the Heisman at some point. Because this is one of those games where it's just like, you have to be a dog to go out there and win. Your first ever start? The playoff? Notre Dame? Mm-hmm. You got to be a dog to win that. So,
I didn't even think much of Notre Dame until that game versus Indiana where they just put it on.
Yeah.
They look great. My thing is for this game is whoever wins this game plays Penn State to go to the Natty, which to me is crazy because, I mean, we obviously were just saying Penn State's great, but that's a premium opportunity because the other side it's probably going to be something like Oregon, Ohio State, Texas, who you're playing. Yeah. This side, it's Penn State, and that's it. You get on the other side, you get the best of Oregon or Ohio State. On this side, you get Penn State, most likely, right? So, man, if I'm Notre Dame, I'm looking at this thinking this is our opportunity. Georgia's been here, but Notre Dame, they've never broken through. This is their chance to break through. Beat Georgia, and then you're lined up with Penn State, which is a beatable team.
Yeah.
This is your chance to break through and win a natty here. It's right here, right now. So, I mean, obviously in the playoffs, but, this is a better opportunity than most have.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
Go and take it if you're Notre Dame. And, man, they impressed me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd agree. I mean, Georgia is – they're still the Georgia of old, but they're not at the same time. It's used to going to games it's easy. Georgia's going to just absolutely kill them.
Yep.
But now Georgia's literally will have you hanging onto the edge of your seat every game versus Georgia Tech. You're like, what's happening? And then they'll lose. Mm-hmm. And it's what? And then they'll go and just smack Texas.
Mm-hmm.
It's so you don't ever know what you're going to get now. You know you're probably going to get a good football game.
Yeah.
And Notre Dame, I cannot stand Notre Dame. So I'm pulling for Georgia. Notre Dame, I just don't, wow. Dude, I just don't like it.
And the normal OU fan would say they can't stand Georgia. Notre Dame here.
No.
Yeah.
I get that. I know Rose.
There's some old heads out there that really hate Notre Dame.
Notre Dame, I just don't like. My dad doesn't like him, so I think I just trickled down.
Yeah.
The point there that I like is man, what Georgia team's going to show up?
Exactly.
What Georgia team's going to show up to this Notre Dame game?
Yeah.
If it's the Georgia team that showed up to Georgia Tech,
Notre Dame's
going to win.
It's a breeze.
But if it's the Georgia that shows up to the SEC championship, I think I got it them. And it's been this way all season. Who's going to show up?
It's that angry Georgia. The angry Georgia and the real chill, relaxed Georgia where you're like, oh, it's easy W.
It's like Kirby Smart. Can only motivate them enough to do just enough to win. Just enough games to get just enough to the playoff. You can only motivate them to exactly where they need to be motivated to. And,
it's working.
January 1st, they need to be motivated.
Yeah. Just enough.
Just
enough. Yeah.
I think we will see the best best form of Georgia that we have.
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
to. It's the playoffs.
It's the
Yeah.
playoffs, man. Like
Yeah.
the dog's gonna come out.
The dog's gonna eat. That dog's gonna eat.
No, it's gonna come out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think they will.
Jeez.
Jeez.
Lock in.
I think they will. I think we'll lock in this game.
Yeah, I can see it.
Now, who knows?
Yeah.
What the lines are in these games?
Well, anyways, college football playoff is coming up, New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. So tune in. We'll have another podcast probably Thursday, right after all the playoff games. So come check it out.
Yeah.
Thursday pod? When is that?
Next week.
I need to tell Pook that she's not going to be happy.
Uh-oh.
So, anyways, but yeah,
That's off-camera talk.
follow us on all socials.
Please.
We're everywhere. Like and
Thank you.
subscribe. I know everybody says that.
We're live on TikTok right
Yeah.
now.
Every YouTuber says like and subscribe, but it actually helps us, and we know why they say that. So please do that.
Jeez, dude, you're
um,
locked in. Calendar.
Follow us on all platforms if you can, and we'll keep giving you the best content. Also, please comment. We love talking about your comments. We obviously didn't get to that today because we had a lot to unbreak or unravel. But next Thursday, we definitely will have comments on comments. So be sure you're commenting. We're going to do that, and then we're going to have more live streams for you too, more consistent with the off season. So tune in. Some exciting things. We're going to have a giveaway here in the near future. So maybe some player interviews. There's some good stuff that we have kind of in the works that we're excited to bring you guys. So make sure that you are staying tuned.
All right.
Anything else?
I think that's it.
No? Thanks, guys.
Here's,